Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum and good morning all. So today we will look into the new chapter which is environmental issues. So basically this topic tak masuk final as awak semua dah cover this chapter in your project work lah. So this chapter is quite easy and tak heavy. So kita santai-santai sajalah. So at the end of this chapter, you will be able to identify the issues threatening the environment. You will able to discuss the environmental issues with examples, as well as you will be able to explain the implication from the issues. So we have 6 issues, which are biodiversity, water, deforestation, pollution, climate change, and disposal of waste lah. So what is biodiversity? So biodiversity is coined from biological and diversity. So it refers to the amount of variety of life on Earth. The number of different species of plants, animal, and microorganisms, as well as the community they form and habitat they live in. So biodiversity has their own intrinsic values and core values interacting with humans, whereby it may contribute to our economic, um, ecological life support, recreation, cultural, as well as scientific. So biodiversity is the term used to encompass the variety of all living organisms on Earth, including their genetic diversity, species diversity, and the diversity of the marine, terrestrial, and aquatic ecosystem, together with their associated evolution and ecological process lah. Biodiversity makes human life on Earth possible, yet it goes beyond mere measurable scientific fact. Understanding biodiversity highlight the benefit of the natural world, many of which are at risk due to the pressures of human resource use. Okay, so water. So water covers 70% of the Earth, and it is the most important and irreplaceable natural resource. So safe drinking water is the basic needs for all humans. Water is also a universal solvent and becoming a major source of infection. So that is why how our sea, yeah, our sea, laut adalah masin lah. So it contains huge amount of salt, garam lah. So as sea water dissolve menggunakan garam untuk solve the bacteria. So bangkai-bangkai haiwan such as ikan mati dalam laut, dinosaur and others lah. So bayangkan berapa juta kehidupan yang ada dalam laut dan berapa juta pula usia laut tu. But still laut tak ada bau bangkai. Sebab apa? Sebab ada salt. Umpama kita buat ikan masin ataupun ikan kering, bila ada salt, ikan tu tak busuk. Okay. So contaminated water causes various health risks such as neurological disorder, cardiological and respiratory disease. It will not only affect human but also affect other living things. Poor quality water causes destroy crop production, infect food, and disturb the food chain. Major sources of water pollution are discharge of domestic and agriculture waste, population growth, excessive use of pesticide and fertilizer, as well as urbanization. So, bila guna fertilizer pun, when hujan, air akan menyerap ke dalam tanah dan air itu akan mengalir ke sungai berdekatan, which then may contaminate the nearest water sources lah. So basically water pollution ni they occurs when unwanted material enter into the water, changes the quality of water and harmful to environment and human health. So water is an important natural resources used for drinking and other developmental purposes in our life. Safe drinking water is necessary for human health all over the world. Being a universal solvent, water is a major source of infection. So according to WHO, 80% of diseases are waterborne. Drinking water in various countries does not meet the WHO standard. So, uh, according to WHO, 3.1% of death in this world occurs due to the unhygienic and poor quality of water lah. So there are several major sources of water pollution, such as domestic sewage, industrialization, population growth, pesticide and using of fertilizer, the using of plastic and polystyrene bag, urbanization, as well as weak management system lah. Okay, moving to the next issues, which is deforestation. So deforestation is an activity of permanent destruction, which is the clearing of earth forests on a massive scale, damaging huge land areas by removing indispensable sinks for carbon dioxide, destroying complex ecosystem and causing a significant loss of biodiversity. Urbanization is the major cause of deforestation in Malaysia, with palm oil plantation being the principal cause. So selain pembalakan, agriculture juga adalah salah satu causes of deforestation. For example, palm oil, palm tree, pokok kelapa sawit. So bila dia dah terlalu tua and tak banyak hasil, pokok-pokok kelapa sawit yang besar tu akan diracun, ataupun so that dia akan matilah. So walaupun ada penanaman semula, but it takes time lah, sebab kita tanam pokok bukannya setahun dua dah besar kan. So in between nak tunggu pokok baru hidup, so bayangkan how many oxygen that we have lost. Belum cerita lagi on how dia bakar whole trees yang dah dia racun yang tebang tu. Okay. So for your information, Malaysia has the world highest rate of forest loss between 2000 to 2012, according to the new global forest map developed in partnership with Google. So keluasan deforestation in Malaysia, kalau kita kumpulkan, sebenarnya besar lagi area dia daripada Denmark. So kebanyakan area ni dia dibalak sebab nak tanam sawit. Okay. For example, dekat hutan simpan Bikam dekat Perak. So walaupun dia telah digazet untuk membalakkan yang tanam sawit, but still it occurs deforestation. While in Malaysian Borneo, kawasan Borneo, 80% kawasan rainforest telah dibalak. So bayangkan berapa banyak kawasan yang telah dibalak di Malaysia. Okay, moving to the next issue, which is pollution. Okay, what is pollution? Pollution is the introduction of harmful materials into the environment. So these harmful materials are called pollutants. Pollutants can be natural, such as volcanic ash. So they can also be created by human activity, such as trash or runoff produced by factories. So the pollutant damage the quality of air, water, and land. So many things that are useful to people actually produce pollution. For example, cars spew pollutant from their exhaust pipe. Another example is burning coal untuk create electricity might also give pollution to the air. Okay, industri juga serta rumah-rumah kita generate garbage and sewage yang akan mencemarkan air dan tanah lah, especially. So the usage of pesticide, for example, as well as chemical poison yang kita pakai, petani pakai untuk kill weeds and insect, akan menyerap ke dalam saluran air, saluran air bawah tanah, di mana saluran air bawah tanah itu akan digunakan oleh haiwan-haiwan untuk minum, and we also as a human, kita juga menggunakan sumber air untuk minum lah. That's why I say that water can cause disease lah. So basically pollution is a global problem. Although urban areas are usually more polluted than the countryside, pollution can spread to remote places where no people live. For example, pesticide and other chemical have been found in the Antarctic ice sheet. So bayangkan, punyalah jauh Antartika tu yang tak ada kehidupannya, kat situ pun boleh ada chemical yang dijumpai. Okay, so air and water currents carry pollution. So ocean currents and migrating fish carry marine pollutant far and wide. Winds can pick up radioactive material accidentally released from a nuclear reactor and scatter it around the world. So the contaminants can be tangible and non-tangible, such as land, water, air, noise, and light. Okay, so for climate change, the change of climate is a process where Earth has warmed up and got colder unnaturally. As the planet's temperature rises more than it would naturally, the climate varies. Rising temperature, extreme weather event, shifting wildlife population and habitat, and rising seas are among the impact from climate change. Climate change is not global warming. However, it is the global warming is the main cause of climate change. So there are several direct consequences of man-made climate change, such as the rising, the minimum and maximum temperature of the world, the rising of the sea level, higher ocean temperatures, as well as the increasing in heavy rain. Okay? While the indirect consequences of climate change, which directly affect us as human and our environment, including an increase in hunger and water crisis, especially in developing countries, health risks through rising air temperatures and heat wave, economic implication of dealing with secondary damage related to climate change, increasing spread of pests and pathogen, and the need for adaptation in all areas such as agriculture, forestry, energy, tourism, and so on. So the last issue is the disposal of waste. So waste accumulation affect the environment as harmful substances increases toxic, and when it enter water, it will cause serious harm to human and other living beings. So major hazard associated with waste disposal is discharge of pathogenic microorganisms such as bacteria and viruses. So waste disposal, the collection, processing, and recycling or deposition of the waste materials of human society. Waste is classified by sources and composition. Broadly speaking, waste material are either liquid or solid in form, and their components may be either harmful on their effect on health and the environment. The term waste is typically applied to solid waste, sewage, which is wastewater, hazard waste, and electronic waste. So in Malaysia, for example, we have SW Corp, SW Corp yang handle our solid waste management. Kira alam flora, and SW Corp ni adalah the organisation yang menguruskan solid waste management and so on lah. So by having them in Malaysia, they will help us to manage our wastage, and it may avoid pollution that may harm our environment lah. So walaupun kita nampak kerja dia orang macam foto, macam yelah berurusan dengan human waste, but their works are actually kita kata murni lah. So without them, maybe our nation will be polluted as other country, for example India lah. As we can see, India sangat-sangat teruk dia punya waste management lah. So I think that's all for today. I hope that uh, you will be able to understand this. Okay, if you have anything, you can ask. Okay, that's all. Thank you.